Hey, I'm Scott Stein and I'm tracking my heart rate. Can you tell how I'm tracking my heart rate? Well, it's not on my wrist, it's actually in my ears. These are LG's new HeartRate earphones, and they work in tandem with another thing that I'm wearing, the LG Lifeband Touch. These are two separate devices that LG is now selling. We saw these back at CES, and they're both attempting to do different things in the wearable health market. I just got in my ear the information on all the calories that I'm being burned, and the fact that I've got a heart rate that's astonishingly high at over 90 beats per minute because I'm talking to you. Now, how those work is that they've got contact patches here, and so you avoid any sort of LED on your wrist, which we found is kind of a mixed bag in terms of accuracy anyhow. These are always connected once you start the workout, unless you take them off, and you've got this little Bluetooth dongle right here that allows you to press a button to get your heart rate reading, and it glows to tell you your relative heart rate zone. You gotta remember what color though by checking the manual. It's not easy to remember. Now the Lifeband Touch is its own separate activity tracker. This is a watch, but it's also a fitness band, a lot like the Nike Fuel Band or your Fitbit Force, that type of territory. It also is a little bit smart like the Samsung Gear Fit. But don't get too excited about how smart you might think it's going to be. If you're an iPhone user, it only shows you that someone is calling, nothing else. On Android, you get the caller ID. You also get the ability to check messages, although I couldn't read the content of the messages. It just told me that something was being sent. And you can silence a call by putting your hand over it. But you can also just reach in your pocket and turn off your phone. It's not too complicated. This also has the ability to control your music, volume, and skipping tracks, but a lot of wearables do that now. And it tracks your steps with a pedometer, but it also connects with heart rate monitors. One's bipolar and Zephyr, in addition to the LG HeartRate earphones. So it's not a vast expanse, but you do have other options. You don't have to pay up for these. And these are $180. These are expensive little earphones. The sound quality is okay. It's not that great. And you have to wear these all the time in order to use them as heart rate monitors. Do you want to use these as opposed to your own earphones? I don't. Plus, they don't plug in like regular earphones. You got to use this dongle, and it's only got about 4 hours of battery life, so you've got to keep recharging this with micro USB. Now, this has its own little slide-to-charge dongle that connects on the back here, but uses micro USB after that. This gets about 2 to 5 days of battery life. That's really not that great in this world. There are a lot of bands that last a week, and others that last even more if they're using a built-in coin battery. It slides onto your wrist. It's rigid, but flexible at the other end. Pops on. There are 3 different sizes. It's a little thick, kind of like a bangle. Feels even a bit thicker than the Nike Fuel Band. And it's water resistant, but you're not supposed to wear it in the shower. The good news is that the LG Fitness app is surprisingly deep, and it works with third-party app connectivity as well. Things like MyFitnessPal, Runkeeper, MapMyFitness, those are supported in there. So that's much better than Samsung S Health, which doesn't tap into that and allow you to use that with gear. Also, in terms of Android and iOS, the support is limited. You can't use any Android phone. You really can use certain phones from LG and Samsung, including the Google Nexus 5. And on iPhone, it's iPhone 4S and better. You got to use iOS 6 or 7. On Android, you have to use Jelly Bean 4.3 or later. Navigating with the Lifeband Touch also means you have to press this button to cycle through modes. You also can swipe, and you can tap for certain areas. So, you have to remember the right pattern and make sure you're not pressing and tapping instead of swiping, because otherwise you'll hit the wrong submenu button. And if you want to enter your daily goals, you can only do it in terms of calories, not steps taken. That doesn't make any sense for me. You can get better options out there in fitness bands. This does some basic stuff, nice to pair with heart rate, but there are other ones like the Garmin VivoFit that do that too. So $150 for this seems a little pricey, and it doesn't really go anywhere that futuristic. Lifeband Touch is like one small step in a direction where it doesn't go far enough. And I'm not sure about those earphones. I'm Scott Stein, and that's a look at the LG Lifeband Touch and the separately sold HeartRate earphones.